People have questions. You have answers. You know how to share those answers with the people who directly ask you. But how do you use your answers as an opportunity to pull new readers or clients to you? How can people who don't know how to find you find you? And how can they hear about your answers? Sounds like a tongue twister, right? Well, it might be. But in this season of the Empowered Author podcast, I have been talking deeply about inbound marketing, how to really draw the right readers to you instead of you going searching for them. You know the power of content, but today we are going to explore the power of content placement. Ready to uncover content secrets? Let's dive in. Hey, I'm Stephanie Feger, and Empower is my middle name. Well, not really, but it should be. I believe that empowered people empower people, and I'm obsessed with empowering you, the nonfiction author, with impactful marketing strategies and tactics to help you take your important message and share it with those who desperately need it, want it, and here's the kicker, will buy it. I'm the owner and chief strategist of the Empower PR Group, and the author of 3 books myself, including my newest book, Make Your Author Impact. Sell more books, increase your reach, and achieve your why. I've been called to merge my love for reading books, writing books, and marketing books to help nonfiction authors like you with laser-focused strategies and tactics to write books that sell, promote books to those who need and want them most, and build meaningful businesses from empowering messages. Think of this podcast as your one-stop shop for marketing insights from an author who has been there, done that, and understands exactly where you are. Because guess what, friends? I do, and I have, and I am. So get your pens ready because I'm ready to empower you. This is the Empowered Author Podcast. So every industry has points of confusion or things that experts in the industry kind of giggle at when they overhear someone outside of the industry make mention of it. For instance, when I used to work for a cancer nonprofit, I would smile extra big when people would talk about mammograms as mammiograms or prostates as prostrates. Yes, I went on the news listening to some people that joined me saying that. It was quite comical. My husband, he's a physical therapist, and so we kind of giggle together about how people talk to him about their rotary cuff injuries, not a rotator cuff injury. I probably wouldn't, to be honest, know the difference if I didn't marry a physical therapist. And I'm sure that I say things that people giggle at too. In fact, I know I do. My husband, for instance, reminds me regularly that I say elementary school and coupons wrong. I'm curious which way you say it. Do you say it like he does, coupons and elementary? It feels weird to me, but he reminds me regularly that that is not the right way to say it. And during my recent audiobook recording, I'll never forget when my audiobook producer goes, "Hey, Stephanie, I think that you may have said your favorite candy incorrectly." I uncovered that Reese Pieces are really Reese's Pieces. Oh, my mind exploded. Maybe that's a Kentucky thing over here. So here in the communications field, we smile when people use the words content and copy interchangeably. They both use words, yes, but their goals are very different. When we're talking about content, we're really talking about information that is designed to educate, entertain, and inform a target audience, and for you, target readers or clients. This can come in so many different shapes and sizes, including blog posts, articles, videos, social posts, stuff like that. And really, the goal of content is to ensure that you're giving value and building a relationship with those who are absorbing your value. It is typically more informational and it's meant to be consumed over a long time. Hence, inbound marketing and why I'm a big believer in PR, communications efforts for that long-term engagement. Now, copy, on the other hand, refers to any type of text that is really meant to persuade somebody to take a specific action. Copy can take on many forms too, including things like sales pages and email marketing efforts, product descriptions, advertisements, stuff like that. And the goal of copy is really to ensure people are subscribing to something now or making a purchase. It's really focused on selling and it's meant to be consumed immediately, quickly. While both are important, inbound marketing isn't about copy. That's what outbound marketing does. Instead, we focus over here on content. We aren't trying to persuade, we're in the business of hopefully educating. So, where and how do you do that? Well, before we talk about that specifically, I think it's important to note that not all content is also created equally. So now we know we're focused on content, not copy. I want to dig a little bit when we talk about the type of copy, because the They Ask You Answer approach is brilliant when it can be done. It gives you great guidance on how to write content that will incorporate keywords and things that your readers or target clients are actually searching for. You are finding a way to use content to become answers to the solutions to the problems your people face. But poorly written content that answers the question can actually decrease your credibility. Eek, I don't want that for you at all. So before I talk too much about where you should be doing content, let's talk about what you should be including in your content outside of the answers to your target readers' questions. Now remember, people connect with people. You aren't trying to sell your book, even though you're trying to sell your book. You're offering solutions, and your book happens to be a solution. Your book will sell if people see you and your message as valuable and solutions. And if you ever feel like something feels salesy, it likely is. And you may want to change it. People are drawn in by stories, and lucky us, we are storytellers naturally. Let's use it to our benefit. The real difference between you and someone else who might be selling the same answer is the story by which you tell alongside. Now, there's a thing I talk about in writing a marketable book, the difference between draft 1 and draft 2, and that really comes into play here as well. Draft 1, when you're writing a book, is for you, and draft 2 is when you make the shift in your manuscript for your target reader. Much like that, in your book, draft 1, when it comes to content, is probably for you. You have a goal, you have a reason. And then you should come back and take a peek at draft 2 and ensure that your target reader is being met by the content that you're sharing. I'm a big believer in giving value always, and I don't want you to intentionally hold anything back. When we're talking about content, we're talking about giving value and being intentional in what we're sharing. When you give, everyone wins, I promise you. So answer the questions that your target readers are asking fully and be honest and truthful. Finally, I think it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it again. Things like how you write your sentences, typos, the layout of a blog are all important to how you share your information, just as important as like a book layout, for instance. People see that stuff, and in addition to reading your content, they will formulate an opinion on you based on how that content is presented. Interesting, right? Very important. All right, that aside, so where should you be sharing your answers? Well, it depends upon where your target readers or your target clients are. So I want to give you a couple things to consider and a couple ways to reflect upon. I think the most common place to share content is on blogs, through your blogs on websites. I believe that every author should have an author website, and every author website should have a blog. And you should be blogging regularly. Now, that cadence of regular is up to you, because what it does is it helps with your search engine optimization. Those pages that people are searching for, content that they are searching for, will pop into their Google search, and it will identify pages that they can click to learn more. We want people to learn more about you at the place where you are controlling the content. You notice when people go looking for things online, social media posts aren't what pops up. Websites are. Be sure that your answers to your readers' problems can be identified through blogs on your website, because it's the most effective, in my opinion, way to actually share content. You can write these blogs that are informative, they're engaging, they're relevant, they're meaningful, they're value focused. Your target readers could be finding them. Now, I just mentioned social media, so I'll go a little bit deeper. I do think social media has a very important place to play in content sharing. I love when I see people writing blogs and using social to share their blogs, but you don't have to. You can also incorporate graphics and posts, videos and links, all of those things in sharing content on social. Social, however, while it sticks around forever, the posts are like a blink, and so it's easy for things to go missing. I'm not saying you shouldn't be on social to share content. I just want to make sure that you don't not share stuff on your website too. And when I'm talking about social, I'm talking about LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, etc. Specifically, I tell every author, especially in the nonfiction space, you best be being on LinkedIn. Now, I'm a big fan of video content, especially now that we live in a world where video content can be transcribed or subtitles can be integrated into it. Video is a very popular way to share content, and it's really cool because people not only get to hear and learn about the answers, but they get to meet you. They get to see you. That trust factor is shortened. That window is shortened because there's something that happens uniquely when people meet the people who are sharing the content. So you can use recorded videos, reels, live streams, anything in between to provide tutorials or testimonials, to share testimonials or provide educational content. I do a weekly live stream with a dear friend of mine, Beyond the Page, on Wednesdays at 11:30 Eastern. That is a way that we are sharing video content. There's so many other ways that you can do that. You can leverage podcasts and turn that into video content too. There's just so many ways. I love video, and I do think video is a way people are absorbing information, especially in today's world where people are on the go a lot. And that takes me to the next one too, because I find many times that I am absorbing new content. I'm in the car driving. And so podcast guesting, and podcast listening is a way that people are consuming information and looking for answers. It's also an effective way for you to share content. You can leverage podcasts to really reach your target audience where and when they need it. If you want some ideas on ways to leverage a podcast for inbound marketing content, check out season 1 of the Empowered Author podcast here, because we go pretty deep into 6 episodes on how authors can be using podcasts if they want to be podcast hosts. Now, email is another way to share content with those who are already a part of your inner circle. Through email newsletters, through updates, through one-off promotional emails that are a bit more copy over content, you can ensure that the people who are part of your connections remain connected to you. Your website should also have meaningful content on it. Yes, in the blog area, it should be spaced throughout the website as well, because we want your website to also be found when people are looking for answers to their problems. Finally, we will talk about this more next week, but I love to integrate content into my business workflows. And this allows conversations to continue both while I'm working with my clients and my readers and afterward. To be honest, really, the most effective way of sharing content is through a very interconnected inbound marketing approach that really combines all of these different ways and methods to reach the people who want your information, have the questions, and are looking for answers so that you can pull them in and create loyal fans. They're creating engagement and tons of value. If you want to reach your readers, you need to know the problems they face and the questions they ask. You need to clarify your answers to their questions and become the solutions they are seeking. Leveraging content to do so is an integrated approach, very interconnected, and will draw them to you for long-term engagement. If all of this makes your head want to spin, don't worry, next episode, I'm going to share with you a content strategy that I use so you can work smarter, not harder, which is one of my mottos in life. If you want help in crafting an inbound marketing strategy, I'd be down to do that with you. Visit empowerprgroup.com/connect and we can schedule a free 15-minute chit chat. Learn more about your problems and how you can be part of other people's solutions. Okay, author friend, thanks for listening today and saying yes to becoming empowered. You know, I'm a believer that empowered people empower people. I've empowered you. Now it's your turn. Go out there and empower others.